We're back with album review.
What's going on?
So this week we're looking at one from you. What are you picking this week?
So we got Channel Orange by Frank Ocean from 2012.
Yep.
I don't think I fully listened to the album before the album review, but I did know almost every song minus some of like the interlude tracks.
I knew very little songs going. I knew a couple songs which we'll get into, but
I've listened to all of Blonde, and this one's like totally different vibe from Blonde, and I kind of like this album more, so I thought it would be a good review.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't have too much background, but it's his first technical album, but he did have an EP before that, I think, that's not on like Spotify and Apple Music. But yeah, I guess we could get into it.
Yeah, I don't really have much context other than like we've talked about a couple tracks from him featuring here and there, but that's about it.
Yeah. So there's 17 tracks. So
okay.
The first one is Start.
I love this track. It's
really cool.
It's an intro track, but it's got like the PlayStation 1 turning on. I'm like, yo.
It's basically the sound of him like loading up the console, and then you can literally hear him like close the thing, click the start button, and then you hear the PlayStation turn on, and that's a classic sound for me, like nostalgia.
Yeah.
To 100.
It kind of sets the tone for the album, kind of a nostalgic feeling too.
For sure.
Just like going through like just old stuff and like childhood in a way.
Yep. And then the next track is one of the most popular songs on this one.
Yeah.
Thinking About You.
This is not bad. Like, it's kind of a meme.
It is a meme at this point.
Yeah.
Like the potato flew around my room.
It's
that song.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just an amazing song. Still,
I like it. It's a good song.
Because the singing on it is the highlight.
Oh yeah, the singing's the best part.
He has a crazy range on this album.
Yeah.
Especially that song.
That song probably has the biggest range of him, I'd say, out of all of them.
Definitely. So, very good song. The next one is Fertilizer, which is kind of like a commercial sound.
It feels a lot like an old, like, 70s, 80s commercial.
Like a radio commercial or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It had a nice little
ditty to it, yeah.
Yeah, but, it's not like a full song. It was like 50 seconds.
Yeah, very short.
Even, so. But it was cool. The next track is Sierra Leone.
I really like this one.
This one was very good. This is one of the slower tracks on the album, like very like R&B sound heavy.
Yeah, lots of R&B elements in this album, which is kind of what it predominantly is at the end of the day. More R&B than anything. Yeah, and it's like this is our first real look at an R&B album too.
Really?
I think so. I don't know if we've actually done a proper one yet until now.
Yeah, I guess it could be. Yeah, and his singing voice is. His voice is kind of the highlight of the album to me. He just sounds... It was produced and mixed very well, clearly, because his voice comes off amazing on all of these tracks.
It's very clean, very good sounding, too.
Yeah. The next track is Sweet Life.
I like Sweet Life.
I like that one.
This is one of those tracks that kind of dips into like one of the themes of this album, which is talking about like privileged, spoiled kids.
Yeah, there's a couple songs on here that deal with that.
Yeah, it talks a lot about community, which in the end of the day kind of goes into the nostalgia factor of it. It's going through like these different classes of people.
Yeah.
Which this is definitely one of them is the rich people, which goes into another track too, which we'll talk about soon.
Yeah, but I really liked... This was a longer track, like 5-6 minutes, and it very slow at the beginning with just like a little keyboard with mainly him just singing.
Yeah,
and then it builds up and it's a really nice listen.
Definitely.
The next track is another interlude kind of thing, not just the money.
This puts an interesting message out there. Like life is, money plays a big factor into like how your life is gonna be. Is pretty much what they're talking about.
Yeah. So I don't know what the snippet was from or if it was recorded for the album, but it was just a woman basically talking about that. Next track is Super Rich Kids.
Yep.
Which again, the same themes we were talking about before.
Yeah, this one has a feature from Earl Sweatshirt in it. Which I don't really listen to much of, but...
I only know like a handful of his songs, but I know him from this song. Like this may be the first song I've heard him on.
Yeah.
His feature on this song is very, very good.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you would have to really dive into the lyrics because he's just barring so fast. Like, it sounded great, this song, too.
Like, he just had a really good flow in this song, for sure.
The slow, like, piano, like, things was the cool thing about it. Next track is Pilot Jones.
I like this one. It's definitely one of my lesser favorites, but I do enjoy this track.
Yeah, it'd be in the bottom half of if I had to rank this album, but yeah, I do like the song still. It's still a good vibe.
Yeah, it's got a nice vibe set. It's just a little slower.
Yeah, it's just a slow, like snapping, like singy track.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of different vibes in this.
Very
album,
R&B track.
Yeah, there's definitely space for it on this album. So
Yeah.
I don't think it takes away.
Mm-hmm.
The next song is Crack Rock.
There's another one like talking about a different like part of the community, like people who are just like slaving to these drugs, and it ruins their families. But it's really good told story at the end of the day.
Yeah, and the music fits what's being talked about. Well. Like it puts you in the right like kind of mindset to like see what he's talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's a very good song to me.
It's definitely like this next stretch of songs is definitely like my favorite parts of the album, starting with Crack Rock.
Yeah, and his lyrics on it were very interesting too.
Yeah,
like, very good lyrics on the song.
Mm-hmm.
Next track is probably my favorite song on this album.
It's a top one for me for sure.
Pyramids. How long is it? It's like 9 minutes.
It's the longest track for sure.
It's very long, but it feels like when like Pink Floyd would make a 10-minute song.
Yeah.
It was meant to be 10 minutes. Like
yeah.
It's not that it's 10 minutes of the same thing. It's like a 10-minute journey you're going on.
Yeah, because there's two complete different sections of the song, but they tie together with like a little interlude in there. It feels a lot like Pink Floyd in a way when you describe it like that.
Yeah.
It's something you'd hear off of like Wish You Were Here in a way, like just transitioning through different parts of the song.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that was a very good song to me. Very well put together.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic.
Next track is Lost.
Another big hit off the album.
This one's the other one that it was either this or Thinking About You that was definitely the biggest hit on this album.
Yeah, I like this song way better though.
Yeah, this song's very good.
Yeah, the other one is not bad. I enjoy Thinking About You. It's just kind of goofy thinking about it.
Played out because we've heard that sound so many, like just at songs.
Yeah, I mean the memes definitely drag it down a little bit, but like it's still a good song. But this one is just incredible to me.
Yeah, very good. Great singing. Whatever this, I don't know what the sound was that they were using on this song. But
it sounds like a synthesizer.
Yeah, that was really cool sound.
It
was great vibe the whole song.
Definitely.
And the next track is another interlude track, White. Featuring John Mayer.
This is a really good song.
So it's just instrumental, but it's John Mayer playing the guitar over with a lot of reverb over a very chill, like vibey. It was really good.
Yeah,
it's very nice to listen to.
Oh yeah, incredible. Only like a minute or so, and it was really good. Monks is also a really cool one. I love the concept of it, and it's just a really fun one at the end of the day too.
Yeah, this one had a quicker tempo to it than a lot of the songs on the album.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one was fun. I like Monks. The next track is Bad Religion.
This was an interesting one, and I thought it was a really good one, though. I like the sound of it. It's a lot slower, but
it's got like an orchestral sound to it.
Yeah, with like it's moving, it's like crescendoing at the end, and it was really good.
Yeah, it portrays emotion very well on the song. Another very well put together song. You can clearly tell that he's a very talented songwriter.
Yeah,
and like I feel like on this album, it feels like it was more about the music than Blonde was.
Okay.
Blonde felt like it was about the art more. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Some of the songs weren't as musically like complex as some of these songs. They were a little bit stripped down.
Yeah.
So it's really nice listening to Frank Ocean like going all out, like writing his ass off. Like this is great work.
Yeah, and I still haven't listened to Blonde, so I'll let you know how I feel about that when I listen to it at some point.
Yeah. But next track is Pink Matter.
This is a really good one.
Great track. Andre 3000 features on
one
this
of the best rappers like on here, and he has a great verse.
Yeah, classic feature on this one.
Definitely great.
Yeah, not much else you can say. That was a really good one.
Yeah.
The next track is Forrest Gump.
This is another one of my favorite tracks, actually. I love the sound, like the guitar. It's like a nostalgic sound, and obviously I grew up watching the movie, but still, like even taking like the fact that it's Forrest Gump out of it, it's just a really well done song.
Yeah. No, nothing bad to say about this song.
Yeah. I even love the little samples from the movie that are thrown in there, like when he's talking about him running at the college. Like, it was just really good.
Yeah, it was cool. And then the last track is just End.
Yeah.
So
kind of an outro track. This one's alright.
Yeah, not much you can really say about this song. That song and Start, obviously, he wanted to cap them the way he did.
Yeah.
Start was cool. It was just sounds.
Yeah, End is kind of the same way, just a little different of a vibe.
Yeah.
But fun fact about that song, on the CD, there's a bonus track, and I forget the name of it right now at the top of my head. It's something Angel, but it has Tyler, the Creator, on it.
Oh, that's right. You told me that, and I never went and found it to listen to.
It's a very early Tyler, the Creator, too, so
yeah.
He doesn't really add much to the song until the very end, and it's like that really, like, deep voice, like, distortion that he was known for back in the day. It was very interesting listen. But it wasn't on Spotify, so I didn't really talk about it much.
Yeah. I gotta find it, though, after this.
It's pretty good. It's not one of the better tracks on the album, but I liked it.
Okay.
So, final thoughts?
Final thoughts. It's 17 tracks, but it's 55 minutes. And there's some very short tracks in there, and some that are longer and, like, very well done.
Yeah.
I really liked this album a lot. Like, I knew I liked Frank Ocean, and I did know at least half of the songs on this album.
Okay.
But I ended up adding almost every single one, apart from like the interlude stuff, to my Spotify because it's just all really good.
I think it was an incredible listen. Like, I know people say Blonde's better, and I've never listened to it personally. I'm sure it might be better, but I think this was an incredible album. Like, there's almost little to skip on here. I mean, the interludes for sure, like, if you want, but like I think they add to it in a very well way. They kind of help set the tone even more. So I think this is a great experience from start to finish, and it's 55 minutes, so like it just flies by though.
There's a great flow to this album.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like you'll be listening to this album and like you'll be halfway through it and you won't even realize all the time went by.
Yep.
Because it just encapsulates you so well.
Yeah, Frank Ocean just fills the time of the songs out very well. Like he keeps you engaged because he's always doing weird little intricacies here and there. Like it's very detailed music. But yeah, I don't know, not really anything bad I could say about this album.
Honestly, yeah.
There were no tracks that were bad.
Yeah, I think so. The songs I didn't really prefer, but like nothing bad at all. Like nothing even decent. Most of it was good.
And the fact that it's 13 years old now, and it holds up as well as anything. Like, yeah. I think that the way he was making this album sound, it wasn't something that was gonna die off. It has a sound that
it's a timeless sound.
It's a timeless sound.
You could have told me this came out in 2007, and I probably would have believed you. Minus like having Earl Sweatshirt on there.
Like it won't become obsolete sounding, and it won't become like
it's not dated. It's not a product of its times or anything like that.
Yeah.
So shall we go to scores?
Yeah. Ah man, this one's crazy actually.
Yeah.
I think that I'm gonna have to give it a 9.5.
You okay? I was gonna do the same, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, it's not perfect to me because there's like one or two things I don't really care for, but like, it was incredible. Like, nothing else to really say about it other than it was an incredible listen.
Yeah.
And I highly recommend anyone listen to this album. And I'm sure people say Blonde's better. I don't know. Haven't listened to it, but I'm sure it's just as good as this album.
Stuff like this and the fact that he releases he released this in 2012. Blonde was 2016 and he hasn't released an album since.
Yeah.
So he really just makes the music when he feels
like it, yeah.
You know? So you could tell he's not just making albums for listens. He's making this album because he wants to produce like something great.
Yeah. Another one will come out someday. I'm sure of it.
I think someday soon as well.
Yeah.
Because we've been hearing rumors, obviously, for a while, but the rumors are getting a little bit more, like, believable now.
Yeah, when there's smoke, there is fire. So I'm sure there might be an album drop either this year or maybe next year.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it.
I'm patiently waiting.
Yeah, I feel like he'll deliver, too. And it'll be... I'm not going to try and hype it up too early, but I'm sure it'll be a classic.
Yeah, I just have a lot of respect for his work, and I have faith in him that he will continue to make good stuff.
Yeah. So, alright, I guess I'm picking today. I was not sure if I wanted to go with this pick, but we're going to do it. We're doing 2 albums.
Great.
Okay.
I said this.
I mentioned this a couple weeks ago that we might be picking 2 albums. I'm picking 2 albums because they came out the exact same day. It's an artist we haven't done before, and it's from the 90s. We're doing Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 by Guns N' Roses.
Okay.
our first Guns N' Roses look. Yeah, we didn't do Appetite for Destruction yet. Maybe someday. But we're going to do that. We're going to keep it a little interesting. So, sorry, it's a lot of music. It's like 2 hours of music, but still. Maybe it'll be interesting. We'll see how they handled the double LP situation.
I'm excited, actually. This will be my first Guns N' Roses album that I've listened to in full time. Well, 2 albums now. So.
Yeah, okay. And that's already 40% of their album, so...
Yeah, it's a lot of
covering
content.
a lot of ground right there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, tune in next week where we look at Guns N' Roses.
See you then.